London's cold evenings had always fascinated Hoorain. There was something poetic about them, like a soft, melancholic verse that touched her soul in a new way each time. She had come to London from Pakistan for her studies, carrying dreams in her eyes and a quiet sadness in her heart. In the chilly haze of December, she would often find herself seeking warmth, not just from the biting cold, but from the silence within her. Her favorite escape was a small cafe tucked away in West End, called the Morning Crest. It was modest, cozy, and the kind of place where time seemed to pause. One particular evening, her life began to change quietly, without warning. She had just stepped inside the cafe shivering, when a gentle voice greeted her. "Cold evening, isn't it?" She turned to see a tall young man with deep brown eyes and an easy smile. His name was Zayd. His eyes had a curious sparkle in them, as if they could see through you, gently, respectfully, but deeply. That evening, they shared a few light words. It was nothing extraordinary on the surface, but something had shifted inside her. Soon, those random greetings turned into long conversations. She would come every day, always finding her favorite seat already prepared, her tea waiting, and Zayd, with his ever-present calm. He was different from anyone she had ever met. He was kind, but there was a certain sadness in him, something that made him seem distant even when he was right in front of her. And perhaps it was that mystery which made her heart pull towards him. Day by day, time passed. Winter deepened. The city streets were blanketed in snow, and Hoorain and Zayd had formed a quiet bond. They would walk by the Thames in silence, the mist surrounding them like a secret. They talked about everything: childhood, loneliness, books, and little memories that defined who they were. Hoorain found herself smiling more, laughing again, healing slowly. Zayd's presence was like that. He didn't fix things, he made you forget they were broken. One day, Zayd looked at her and said, "It feels empty when I don't talk to you." She didn't reply with words. She simply looked down and smiled, feeling her heart tremble in the most beautiful way. But love, like London's weather, can change without a warning. One evening, Zayd didn't show up. No message, no call, no sign. One day turned into 3, then a week. Hoorain kept coming, waiting at the same table, staring at the door, hoping he'd walk through it with his usual smile. But he didn't. She asked the cafe staff, mutual friends, anyone who might know, but no one had an answer. She searched the streets they had walked, the benches they had sat on, the riverbanks they had visited, but nothing. Then one day, she found him by pure accident in a hospital. He looked thinner, paler, but his smile was still the same. Her heart broke when she saw him. "Zayd, where were you?" she cried. He looked at her gently and said, "I was hiding. The truth, it hurts. And I didn't want to hurt you." She held his hand tightly, trembling. "What truth?" He took a breath. "I'm sick. Cancer. I didn't want to tie you to someone whose time is running out." Hoorain's tears didn't stop. "Love isn't about time. If you're with me, even for a moment, I have everything." In the days that followed, Zayd's hospital room became their little world. They would talk, laugh, remember, dream. Even in his final days, he never let the pain steal his grace, and she never let the sorrow break her love. The day he left the world, he held her hand, smiled, and whispered, "I loved you," in the quietest and truest way. After his death, Hoorain began working at the Morning Crest, the same cafe where they met. She served tea at the same table, smiled at strangers the same way Zayd used to. She never told anyone her story, but in her eyes lived a love so deep that words would only weaken it. The snow still fell in London, the Thames still flowed, and somewhere in the quiet, Zayd still lived in every memory, in every silence, in the warmth of the teacups, and in the girl who loved him through every breath, even when his had stopped. Because love doesn't die, it only changes form. It stays, always,